Today's stream is just going to be a commentary of mine for just a bit, So, um, in my opinion, I think that, I still think GTA Online is still fun. And it's kind of a controversial thing to kind of talk about GTA Online, and the only reason it's controversial is because there's five major types of GTA players, There are grinders, there are tryhards, there's, just random people, then there are squeakers, and then there's the people like me, who like to play the game for every little thing that has to offer. And what I mean by this is, I mean literally every little possible nick and cranny that gets added to the game, any mode, and anything possibly. That could be added to the game. I've played it. Death matches, captures, you name it. Races, the stunt races. And I really got into the racing in this game. And I like the racing in this game. I like the street racing. I like the stunt races. I like the I like the vehicle cargo. I like the special cargo. I like the biker businesses, though not so much. But I've done literally any and all things that this game has had to offer me. I've grinded several different missions, and by the way, today I recommend to get on because I blew all my cash away just so I could make kind of a commentary about kind of how to grind jobs. And also, in my opinion, and I've come up with a solution for people, and please let me know in the comment section what you guys think. So right, I'm like level 290, about to be maybe level 300 here in a couple days. And and that's no easy thing to do, obviously. But I do want to say one thing though, and that is that, do you guys really think it's, do you guys think that Rockstar, for every level that you are, you should be paid $250? Not when you level up, but like so let's say this, right? I make around, you normally can make around 13,000 from this job, usually. Now imagine they add, for every level you are, so let's say I'm level 50, right? They add, or let's say I'm level 2, and you get paid $250 added to every, added to your job as a bonus. So it would be like this. Okay, so if I'm level 2, I'll be paid $500 extra for completing the job. If that makes any sense. And and the reason I say this, not so people can be lazy, but not so it's easier to make money, and this would not apply to sell missions. It would, however, apply to how CEOs pay their employees, how, I'm not so much sure on like free mode events or anything like that, but I'm thinking like more or less like jobs or just stuff to earn cash. I mean, shoot, even if it is just only $250 for every level, if you think about it, if you're like level, let's say, I don't know, 100, well, let's see, that's like, I don't know, that's like, if I'm doing my math correctly, 200 times 100, that would be like 250 times 100 would be like 25,000, I think, extra. I'm guessing. I don't know. I know it wouldn't be no 100,000 or anything like that, because I know it wouldn't be 25,000. It would be like 2,500 realistically, and that's like 2,500 more dollars. And so, that's only accounting for like level like 100. Now, if I'm like level 200, that would mean that I'm only making an additional, I'd be making $5,000 extra for every job I do. That stands for contact missions, stands for repo, that stands for deathmatch racing. And the reason I recommend this is because, for one, it's not a whole lot of money at all, right? And it wouldn't be so significant to where it breaks the game. Now, if you have, I don't know, let's say like level 700, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of extra dollars being earned for jobs, and it makes making money much faster. But if you think about it, barely anybody does these type of contact missions, racing. A lot of people don't like the racing. Some people are in deathmatch, you know, tryhards and so forth. Now, I'm in a deathmatch. But the reason that this system would work, the reason it would never work in free mode is just because, I mean, you make a lot of money in free mode. But in stuff like this, let's look at the pay. It does this, right? And realistically, that's not no 200,000 realistically. And I only say that because, literally because it's double cash and RP. Now, unless they keep this double cash and RP, it shouldn't be this way. It should literally be like, you get paid extra for every level. And I don't know, during double cash and RP, I don't know, they'll have some events where it doubles that. Also, in my opinion, another thing on top to topple the you know, the whole get paid extra, just the cash, not RP or job points for level, just cash. But the other thing would be that on hard difficulty, it should pay 2.5, or at least, you know, it should pay at least 2.0 or 2.5 on hard difficulty. I feel like that would make playing on hard more rewarding, and it would drive in more players to get better at the game. So, or they should entirely they should also upper the pay to jobs. Not by much at all. I'm thinking like maybe at most $1,000 or $2,000, maybe $3,000 at most extra. That way it's a lot easier to get a guaranteed price, because sometimes I'll play a mission, you know what I'm saying, and it'll be pretty hard, and sometimes if you complete the mission fast enough, if you complete a mission fast, it's Rockstar's sort of way of like fixing the game. So it's like if you beat the game super fast, you get paid less, because I guess, in my opinion, I don't know why this is, but in my opinion, I think the reason why it does this is literally because Rockstar would think you're cheating. I would assume is the reason why. Is legit the reason why they do that. Not because of any other reason, but literally because they would think you're cheating. And let's be honest here, right? If we complete a job very fast, it's probably because we have a DeLorean, and they don't encourage us using stuff like that. They encourage us using normal weapons and normal vehicles, but you know, in some jobs they let us use this, so it makes certain jobs go by super fast. So if you complete them super fast, you're only gonna make 7,000, and that ain't shit in this game. So by upping the pay rate, it would ensure that you get a fair day's pay. And if you take long enough, because I have noticed this, the longer you take for certain jobs, the more you get paid. I guess Rockstar thought at first, hey, well, people are just going to start off doing these jobs and stuff, and it's going to help them build a little GTA career here. And because they encourage us to play other modes, they would assume that it would be hard at first, so it would take everybody a lot longer. And I guess they have, time caps, or it's like, okay, alright, you've passed this many minutes, alright, now you'll get paid this much extra. I don't know how the system works, but I'm assuming that's how it works. I'm not a developer, so I wouldn't know. but all I do know is the longer you take for jobs, the more you get paid. So I think that they should, I hope that they upper the pay rates by at least $3,000 or $2,000. I mean, it's not a whole lot of money in the game, obviously, it's really not, but on events like Double Cash and RP, you really can't go wrong. The whole goal, in my opinion, for me, the whole goal for jobs is to make about 10,000 per job. So that means that for every 10 jobs I do, I'll have 100,000. And so that's my goal. So right now it's Double Cash and RP, so if I do good enough, jobs will take maybe, hopefully, 9,000 per job, and it gives me close to 20,000. But if I can reach that solid 20,000, then that means every 5 jobs I'll have, 100,000. So if I do 10 jobs, that's 200,000. If I do 20 jobs, that's 400,000. And so that's basically what I've been doing. So after this job, I should have 200,000. And this is just an example and something to ponder over. And let's say, for instance, you get 12,000 a job. Well, with that, you'll be making like 15,000 a job plus your level bonus if they implement that, which they never will, I don't think. But, for me, I'm like level 290, so I would get paid, let's see, 290 times 250 would be, I'm assuming like 500, like maybe 500,000. Not, I'm retarded. I said 500,000, my bad. That would be like 5,000, or like, I don't know, yeah, around like 5,000, 6,000 roughly, if I'm doing my math correct. Here, I say 100,000 a lot. I have the whole, I get paid 200, not get paid, but I'll have 200,000 in the bank, so I'm used to going by 100,000. Now this is a perfect and prime example. If I speed this up, I'll only get paid like 14,000. That would mean that I got paid 17, or not 17. That would mean I got paid 7,000. Ooh, see, I only made 10,000 that job. So I did it so fast. See, watch if I do this one. They should also add a bonus for not dying. Be like, you make an additional, let's say, $8,000. I mean, shit, then you're making big bank. I mean, shit, let's assume that you make 12,000 plus the money you make from now after all that. Oh, free money. Damn, 25 a piece, man. More free money. Did I get any bullet holes in the car? Please tell me I didn't. Alright, good. And for Simeon missions like this, you can go up in there, and I shit you not, this car were halfway destroyed. He would say good work or whatever, and it's like, you know what, dude, this car's halfway destroyed. How are we gonna resell this thing, or how are we gonna like have people? Ah, shit. See, exactly. Now I'm getting bullet holes and shit. In my opinion, for missions like this, where you have to drive or transport a vehicle of high value, they should have a damage bar to where it's like, hey, if you reach, you know, anywhere above this bar, or not really, but it's like if the thing gets hit, the bar goes down, and the higher up the bar, you get paid more money. So it'd be like, you know how your health bar is? Well, it would be like that, or something. Like the more damage this takes, the less you get paid or something. But I think then again it would be unfair. It depends on situations and people's skill. So I think it should just be a bonus form of making money. You know, but that's just me. You know, like look, I'm only getting paid $13,000 for that. That means that I was being paid roughly around $6,500. That job does not pay good. And, you know, I think that there's just enough different money-making opportunities, you know, that Rockstar can implement. The biggest things are increasing the overall payouts, but not by much. Increasing, you know, for every level you get paid like $250 for every level, and it stacks up for your overall payment for jobs. I think that would make perfect sense. I think it makes the grind a whole lot less painful, and the game feels a lot. I would make the game feel a lot more fun because it brings less challenge. I think the more challenging you make the game, the more fun it gets, but the more easier it makes, the more fun you can possibly have with the game. But then again, too much challenge, I mean, I like a good challenge, okay, I really do. You gotta believe that. But when it gets to the point where there's just too much challenge and the game starts to get frustrating, the fun factor dies and the vibes die really fast. Oh shit. Oh, and the whole no dying bonuses, even though I just died. It would make the game, in my opinion, much more rewarding. And I like the whole good behavior, get paid 2,000. I mean, it's not anything at all, you know. But still, it's free money, and it's like, how are you going to complain about that? So I think that's really good that Rockstar does stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think it would be kind of cool if Rockstar did more stuff like that, like the whole periodic good behavior rewards, stuff that rewards players for playing the game. I also think that job points, you know, their whole purpose obviously is to rate people based upon how good they are at doing missions or how often they do missions. Because if the higher job points you have signifies how many missions, because you only make like 15 job points per mission. So if you see somebody with like 600 job points, it's like, holy fuck, man, I'd invite these guys to a heist. But it's like if you see someone with 0 job points and they only, but then again, I feel like they're kind of deceiving, because I could do 600 of these missions and walk out with like 100,000 job points or something ridiculous, and it's like, you know, am I really good at the game? Sort of. You know, I mean, I'm fairly decent at the game. You know, I've played it for so long, I've done most of the things the game has to offer, but there's still lots of stuff I'm sure I haven't done yet. I'm sure there are people that are better at me at the game. I made 7,000 from that job. Paid me double. So, you know, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Oh, and the whole money rewards and stuff I'm talking about that should be in the game. Imagine them on stuff like this, where there's double cash and RP. Oh man, that's the time to really start grinding. Then I think it would be really good, and it would encourage players to play the things that Rockstar offers. I think it would be good on their part and good on the players' part, because we're getting rewarded for hard work. And here's one thing I do want to mention real quick, and that is the whole, see, now I have $200,000. okay, let's see what $200,000 can buy us. Let's look at the top 5 vehicles on here. Okay, I can almost buy this. Not a chance. Everything up here is at least in the $1 million range. Oh, so these are the top 10 vehicles. These 9 down here, are up here rather, and this one down here. Yet in most cases, man, vehicles that are $200,000 or $2 million are so commonplace now. Like literally, they're commonplace. Now, before, if you guys were, you know, playing GTA back in the day like I was, this thing and the Finance and Felony DLC was the most expensive car in the game for the longest time, and it wasn't even the fastest car in the game either. It was just the most expensive. And now we're kicking it with like the $300,000 range, and that's not even the most expensive, or the $3 million range. Actually, I keep saying 100,000. I make that mistake. I say 100,000 in this game way too much. Where if I go to Warstock, you know, and we go down here toward the scramjet, we're looking roughly 4 million. We're going down here to the, you know, to the A10 Warthog, and it's telling me that this A10 Warthog Thunderbolt 2 cost 3,800,000, when in all reality this A10 Warthog reskin that they call the not reskin, so we never had an A10 in this game, but they're telling me that this thing cost 3,800,000, roughly 4 million plus upgrades if you're going to consider that. Then of course you have the DeLorean, which normally costs like 4 million. This usually costs, I think, roughly like 3 mil, if I'm not mistaken, or close to 3 mil. Look at this, which is exactly 3 million, almost 4 million actually. This is 2 mil, roughly. This thing is 4 mil right off the bat. This thing is 6 mil when you can get it for free. So this thing right here is 4 million, almost 4.5 million. So when you look at these vehicles, and you gotta think, man, $1 million ain't shit when you're looking at like all these things. In this entire page itself alone probably is 100 million. Nah, close to maybe 80 mil, I'd assume, or 50 mil. 50 mil is my max. I'm gonna say it, because look down here, let's see, these two alone cost 1 mil. This thing cost 1 mil, so that's 2 mil. This thing's like a half a mil, and we'll say that with this it's another mil. This is 1.5 mil. This is a half a mil, so combined with that, that's 2 mil. These two, that's another additional million. That's a half a million right there. That's almost 2 million right there. This is normally 3 million. This thing right here, this useless ass tank's about 2 million. This thing's 1 million and almost a half. This thing's 4 million and over half. This thing's 2 million, almost 3 million. This thing's almost 2 million. This thing's 3 million, almost 4. This thing is normally 4 million. This thing's 3.5 mil, maybe a little bit more. Actually, it is a little more. This thing is almost 4 mil. I'm assuming plus upgrades. You got to also consider upgrades with all of these. So roughly this whole page, if you have everything in this section, you have to have a lot of money. And if we go over here, there's not much at all that's worth a mil. This thing, compared to the other ones, not really. I would like to buy this, but yeah, you gotta consider, with all things considered, man, you know, $1 million does not have the same value in GTA, obviously, because there's so much things nowadays that are worth 2 mil, 3 mil, sometimes even 4 mil, and in some cases even 6 mil. So for those reasons alone, oh shit, my friend PB's inviting me. Hang on,